Look, I never doubted Giovinazzi personally. You know, I signed him because he is a quality driver, and now after 2 seasons of almost crashing non-stop, he finds himself 4 points off the championship lead, and you're all surprised for some reason. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. We are at the Miami Grand Prix today, and we have Giovinazzi 4 points off the lead of the championship. None of us, and I mean none of us, saw this coming before this season. The Constructors is looking pretty good as well. We're in a clear third, and we're not a mile away from Mercedes in second, and we're not a mile away from Red Bull at the top either, truth be told. So that's all excellent news. Now, on the car, we do have one upgrade. Now, I've had to give it to Giovinazzi because he's the lead driver in the championship, and that is the suspension. We have a new suspension, so happy days. That takes a little bit of extra weight off the car as well. So, yeah, if there's a difference in speed, that's the reason. We are a little thin on some pieces, though. We are manufacturing like crazy people, but if we lose a chassis, we've lost the chassis. Someone has to go back to the C1, the original, and front wings as well. I mean, we've had to put Mick back onto the original one, and Giovinazzi has an advantage there. But they've each got one mistake, and then that's it. We're gonna, although in truth we could probably emergency manufacture, and it might be okay. But yeah, we're very, very thin. And just to show you what I mean, we are currently manufacturing everything that we can. We had that, if you remember, there was a factory shutdown, and that has plus a couple of crashes, and that has just really put us on the back foot. So yeah, we're just crazily trying to get everything back to where we need it to be. So yeah, that is all that's happened. There's not a great deal else. It's only been a week since the Baku race. It's gonna rain for the race. You know how I hate a wet race. It's so stressful. So, circuit map, red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. When we come to qualifying, we can see there, it's got a little bit of everything. I've got to say, I do kind of like the track. They could do with fixing up this bit. That's a bit Mickey Mouse, isn't it? But the rest of the track's quite good. So, top speed, acceleration, and low speed cornering is what we need. We can see there, 22-second pit stop loss, 16 under a safety car. And there has been quite a few deployments of a safety car over the time. So a one-stop, a two-stop just never really works here, I don't think. So we'll probably have to look at doing that. We can see there the soft tyre degrades quite quickly, but it is quite a bit quicker than the hard, and the medium tyre is a decent one as well. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll see where we qualify, I suppose. Historically, Verstappen won here. Alonso, back in our first season, won here, and Verstappen in real life won the first Miami Grand Prix, of course. So, what was the first one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So that is all of that. Let's have a look at our performance targets here. Qualifying, someone in the top 4, that would be very nice. Then we've got reach Q3, reach Q2. We should be doing all of that. Finishing position, do we go for fastest lap? We might as well. And qualifying position, so someone in the top 6 today and we get some money, someone in the top 6 in the race and we get some more money. So that all seems very doable, doesn't it? Alright, it's going to rain. Let's go to Miami. Alright, it's moderate rain, which is usually the worst one, because that means it could be wet, it could be into. So yeah, I'm going to have a stressful race, aren't I? Alright, I'll do some free practice and I'll see you for quali. Alright, so free practice is done. Let's have a quick look at how we did. Now, as ever, it's just been mixed up, weird standings. FP1, we were 5th and 9th. With Max Verstappen top. FP2, Tsunoda in a Williams was top, fair enough. Mick, he was 8th, and then Giovinazzi was down there in 13th. George Russell in 17th, which is surprising. But not as surprising as FP3, where Mick was 9th. Norris was top ahead of Bottas. And then if we go all the way down, Russell was last on a soft tyre. Giovinazzi 14th. No idea what's going on. Now, the good news that you will see here is that we did nail both setups. No idea how Q1's going to go. So hopefully I can just come straight back and show you the times. Hopefully we don't have to go out for a second run. And indeed, not only will we find Giovinazzi was fastest. Mick was down there in 10th. We did have to do a second run on the same set of tyres with Mick. He got a bit of traffic, I think. Excuse me, because he was well off on his first run, but there was no real reason for it in terms of, obviously, Giovinazzi was quick. So that's that. Q2, here we come. Alright, we are back. We are on board with Giovinazzi. He was way too close to the back of a Williams. I'm not sure how this has happened, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you can get an overtake done or something. We're currently on used sets of tyres. We are 4th and 5th. But this could be about to go horribly wrong here for Giovinazzi. He probably doesn't need the lap time anyway, to be honest. There was a big part of me that thought maybe we just leave it and save a set of tyres, but we'll need it. We'll need 2 sets in the last part of qualifying anyway. But all that they're doing here is ruining each other's laps, really, isn't it? Mick is not going any quicker either. And yeah, it looks like this is just all a bit of a formality, really, that we're going to go through. I'm assuming it's a Tsunoda in front of us, or is it Ricciardo? Maybe it was Ricciardo. No, it was Tsunoda. Excuse me. But anyway, we're through. So Carlos Sainz tops the session. We are through comfortably in 5th and 6th. And the Red Bulls are out. Both the Red Bulls are out. And given that they're both ahead of Giovinazzi in the championship, this is a big chance all of a sudden. Okay, now, there's a minute and a half of the session to go. Everybody's on an out lap. We should have a clear track in front of us. We are currently 9th and 10th. Not sure what happened on the first lap, but neither of them got it done. Yes, it's on used tyres, but they weren't, used tyres got it done for us in Q2. We didn't even have to really go out for a second run. So I don't quite understand what happened there, but we've got green for Giovinazzi. Mick is coming across there now. He's gone green as well. So let's see if we can get ourselves on the front row here. And of course, we're going for 3 wins in a row today, aren't we? And we seem to, with Giovinazzi up until this point, had quite decent pace. So we'll see what a new set of tyres does. And if we can get him on the front row, with the Red Bulls where they are, then, well, who knows where this could go. But here we go. Giovinazzi goes purple, goes top. Mick about to come across the line. Can he go second? It's a very small gap for him to slot into there, and he, in fact, is only 7th. So that's a little disappointing. But let's see where we actually shake out when everybody else has done their laps. So Giovinazzi has what I think is a first career pole for him. Mick, in the end, is 8th, which is not ideal. But anyway, we've got a wet race coming up, so we can only really mess this up, can't we? Alright, so let's have a look at strategy. That's going to be right on the borderline of inters and wet, isn't it? So I think you want to be on a medium. And then it's going to be an inter. I would guess an inter to the end. That might push the boundaries of a wet tyre. But I don't think it's going to do it too much. And yeah, we'll see, won't we? We'll see where an inter tyre comes in. Then whether this is on the borderline of dry or whether it's quite comfortably an inter. But yeah, medium to inter is what it looks like, doesn't it? And as ever, when you get these sorts of races, there's not a great deal of wiggle room in terms of strategy. So it might just be a case of, that's what it is for both cars, I think. Alright, welcome back. Let's do 3 in a row here. Let's see what we can do. Giovinazzi on the front row. There's Mick a little ways back. And look at the Red Bull so far back. But yeah, let's see. I'm torn with, Mick is just going to try and do what he can. There's a part of me with Giovinazzi that thinks, do we try and sprint clear at the start, or do we just, kind of save tyres and go from there? We're going to deploy with both cars, but Mick more so to try and move up positions if we can. But yeah, there was a big part of me, like, go red tyre, try and sprint clear, and then try and hold the gap kind of thing. But we're probably... let's go 1 lap. Because if it's just 1 lap, we should be able to not do too much damage to the tyres and back it off again. If we can break the DRS, what it will stop from happening is kind of towing other people along. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. It's a bit of a risk. But if we can do it, then if we have the sort of the naturally the fastest car, then it should work out okay. But it doesn't look like it's happening for us right now, does it? Tyre temps are still okay. When they start to get a little hot, but because we're out in clean air, it's not going to hurt us as badly as it could. But yeah, it doesn't look. It looks like Stroll and Norris have come with us. There's a little bit of a gap behind them. But yeah, we don't want to damage the tyres necessarily. So we'll call it there. We've got 7/10 of a second. We've done fastest lap. So we'll see where things go from there. Now Bottas is got a little bit of gap in front of him. Ideally, I'd like to get this move done if we could here. Is he not going to have DRS? I don't think he is. So let's get Bottas out of the way. Oh no, he does have DRS. Alright, well, we'll just have to kind of see what happens here then. Alright, now Giovinazzi, as you know there, is just dropped down to third. Now, I'm not too concerned about it. We're harvesting up energy. You can see there's quite a few soft tyre runners. Mick is kind of stuck in the middle of them as well. Now, Mick is just topping up because we don't want to lose too much. Norris looks like he might be about to sprint free, and we've got Stroll on a hard. So what I'm thinking, soft tyre runners are either going to be massively slow, or they're going to have to come into the pits. So what I want to do here, the plan is to charge up the batteries. If Norris could almost do us a favour by trying to sprint away, and if he can break the DRS to Stroll, it would be nice and easy to get past him. We should have the faster tyres anyway. But yeah, that will help us there. You know, if we can do a couple of deploy laps and sort of really go at it. So that's what I'm hoping to do here. And then Mick's lost a place as well, actually, it looks like. But again, these are all soft tyre runners, so the fact that I've now seen that they're on soft tyres, which I should have checked instantly off the line, to be honest, but it makes me think that you know, they're not really gonna make it to the rain. So we could see that we were gonna make it fairly comfortably, but certainly not easily. We still have to watch the tyres a little bit. So if we can sort of either push them to somewhere where they don't want to go and use up the tyres, or then we do have our battery fully charged, so we'll just cruise back up to the back of these guys now. Yeah, I mean, we could, in theory, be able to, yeah, like I say, either force their hand into a pit stop or really make them hurt their tyres to the point where they're going to be so slow that we'll just cruise past them anyway. But Mick looks like he may have actually lost DRS here, which is not really what we wanted to be happening. And we don't really want to be going backwards here. So we'll push his tyres a little bit. And we don't need... Ricardo's got us. Yeah, well, just keep the Red Bulls behind you, Mick. That'll be something, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a slow burner, I think. But yeah, it's going to depend how far these soft tyres get into the race, I think, as to exactly, you know, how the race develops. All right, we really now are desperate to get Mick past Bottas and Perez. 3.5 seconds has opened up in front of him, so we're really well. We've drained the battery, so that's not going to do us much good. But we're trying to, you know, we're pushing the tyres. We really are trying to get some overtakes done here, and we're just struggling to do it. And yeah, with no battery, that's not going to help our cause either. There is it. So yeah, Mick is just a little bit stuck. Go away, Ricardo. Come on, man. Know your space. Alright, now we are starting to see the soft tyre runners struggle. George Russell's already come into pit, and I think Ricardo may have just lost DRS in front here. So, or did he pop it open there? I couldn't quite see. It looks like it's closed, doesn't it? So this is our chance, potentially. Let's deploy out of here. We need to start and get some stuff done with Mick. Giovinazzi, we're still just sort of sitting him... Ricardo had it back. Yeah, we're still just kind of just sitting with Giovinazzi in third and watching these guys. The rain is now coming, so I'm going to say let's go, Gio. Let's go and break this and try and now take these soft tyre runners where they don't want to go on these tyres that are going to be. If we have a look at tyre life, they're not really where they want to be on tyre life, are they? Whereas we are quite good, and I mean, Stroll's even better, but he's on a hard tyre. Let's see now if Giovinazzi can go and get some overtaking done. Don't run up the back of Norris, please. There's one. Can we go and get the second one now? That should be like candy from a baby, I would have thought, with the DRS. Not quite. That McLaren's got some straight lines. So Bottas has come into the pits. So that is that's going to leave Ricardo now quite exposed as well. Now I'm assuming he has gone onto a soft tyre. Took the wrong way there. Yeah. So now, of course, we saw that. Did we get first? We did get first. So let's calm the tyres down a bit there. We saw that the rain comes, but it's not going to be instantly onto a wet tyre, so we've just got to be a little bit wary of that. We've almost broken DRS to Norris. I imagine, yeah, like I say, his tyres are have seen better days. I tell you what, Ricciardo is proving to be a real pain in our backside here, isn't he? But anyway, rain will be here with us momentarily, and then it's a matter of waiting for the crossover onto the Inters. Alright, so we are about halfway to an Inter. These soft tyre runners are absolutely dead. Look at this. We still can't get past Perez with Mick. Now, he does have the older car parts on the car, but still extremely frustrating to have been stuck behind Perez for this long. We've got a little bit of a gap behind us to Verstappen, but the problem is that they're all just so slow that it's just been... I don't understand why Mick can't get past. So Norris is in the pits. Norris is calling it. This was what was always going to happen with those soft tyre runners at the start, is were they going to be able to go, and no, they can't. So is the rain, heavy rain might be coming. So I think, maybe we should have come in that lap with Mick. We'll deploy with everything we've got. We'll try and get around this lap as quickly as possible, and then we'll need to come in next lap for the Inter. And it looks as though our weather forecasting has perhaps been half a lap out. So let's hope it's not going to affect Giovinazzi too much. The track has just gone to damp now. Mick though, Mick is maybe, is he far enough around the lap to have not caught him out too badly. So who is everybody? We're the only two cars that aren't on Inters right now. So Norris is right behind Mick. Let's hope we get a good stop here. 2.7. We'll have some of that. Now, are we going to get out ahead of Norris? Mick's coming in. Let's go back and see if we're going to get ahead of Norris. No, there's Norris there. So it has cost us. It had 3.0 for Mick. It's not the worst either, but he is out behind. Yeah. We were a lap too late, weren't we? It just, the rain came when I wasn't really necessarily expecting it to come in that quickly. So we will chase down as best we can Lando Norris. Mick is in 10th. And we've got Albon Ocon, who we have lost out to there in front of them, Verstappen as well. So yeah, we've lost out about 3 seconds or so, didn't we? 4 seconds even. So that's a shame. Alright, now Mick has caught up to Alexander Albon in the McLaren. If you're wondering why he's in a McLaren, that's, of course, we're in 2025, and he's got that move done fairly comfortably. And he's got Esteban Ocon just in front of him here, so we might even try and stay with this, use a little bit more deploy, and see if we can cruise past him as well. We can get it done into the corner and then out, and we've drained the battery, but we should have done enough. So Mick, just like that, goes from P10 to P8. He's got Verstappen in front of him, and it will do everybody a load of good if he could go and get past Verstappen, I think, because drivers, constructors, standings, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Now, Mercedes are going to outscore us here, but Red Bull, 7th with Verstappen, 15th with George Russell. They're struggling a little bit right now, aren't they? So let's hope that that continues. And Giovinazzi, we're charging up his battery a little bit right now. He is more or less catching Norris, but there's a big gap now back to Norris, 5 seconds, back to Stroll, sorry. So it's increasingly looking like a race in two. We're charging up our battery a little bit right now. I'm just trying to keep the tyre temps in a good window, and that seems to be helping our pace a little bit as well. So that might be a trick that everybody knows but me, but don't let the temperatures get red, you actually go slower. But anyway, maybe I'll try that in the dry as well. Alright, we have essentially caught Lando Norris at this point. We've been harvesting up a little bit of battery as we go as well. We've got to pick our moment to a point here. We're catching him. It depends on lap, but you know, a few tenths a second, up to half a second. This last lap was another 3 tenths. There's a part of me that thinks Let's see if we can get away with harvesting behind him and maybe pushing the tyres a little bit. Now that the temperatures are down, it's a touch. And what I'd like to do, ideally, is, again, if we can get the 2 laps of charge and then just kind of go for an overtake and then keep going, like really try and push for 2 laps, pick our moments so that our tyre temps are down as well, and give ourselves the best chance of breaking free. But you can see here, even on harvest, that we are actually catching him. We're catching him. There's no way around it. We're quite a bit quicker than Stroll in 3rd. And, yeah, Mick is just got a little bit of trouble on his hands with Ocon behind him. Looks like he may have pulled out a little bit this lap. He's not really catching Verstappen, unfortunately. So I don't know what we're going to do. But, yeah, it's not ideal. But we'll try and get these tyre temps in a window. We've got a full battery now. And I think it's just a matter of time before we can put a move on Norris. Still 18 laps to go, so plenty of time. And, yeah, then we can sort of turn our attention to Mick and if there's anything we can do with him. But with the older engine parts, the older car parts, he just seems a little bit now not able to get the job done and sort of catch anybody. 8th is maybe the best we can hope for him. Even you can see from his lap times, he's sort of just where he should be. So maybe that's the best we can get out of him today. Tyre temps are almost there though. I reckon about this point next lap, tyres are overheating now, are they? Well, that's no good to us. Maybe we just need to get it done, get out in some fresh air and... yeah, alright. We're here anyway. Let's save myself in that point and let's go get Lando Norris. Get a good exit out of here and then we'll deploy for the next lap or so. Let's we can probably push the petrol now. We're at the point where we've saved enough. We're going to easily get there. I wonder if Norris is doing a bit of a push now as well, if he's been saving up his battery. It's not really what we needed. I would have liked the move to have been done so we had the battery to break free, not sort of sit behind him a little bit. But is this the moment? We go back to the front. We've got him more or less lined up. We go super deep under brakes, not quite. We'll go full push here. We'll go full attack, and we've got to kind of get this done because otherwise I start to get worried we're not going to be able to get it done, if I'm honest. We'll go to neutral now because by the time we come out of this last corner, we're going to burn quite a bit of battery up. The last thing we need, of course, is Giovinazzi to just clean up the back of Norris. But, yeah, we've not managed to do that. So that's a worry. Alright, we have 9 laps to go and we have caught the back of Norris. We have a full battery thing. I say caught. Whilst in between the edits, we did drop back a little bit, but we've almost got the tyre temps back to where they need to be, and it's all looking okay. Now, quick update on Mick. He's doing some decent lap times, and Verstappen's got past Tsunoda, but we're catching Tsunoda at about a second a lap right now. I think he's still battling a little bit with... I think Verstappen and Tsunoda are battling a little bit, so that might actually help us be able to catch them up. But this is the big battle right now. I don't want to deploy... because we're not desperate to overtake as of yet, but what we would like to do is if we can sort of maybe push him into using his battery, and then we can use it. Now that's, oh no, it's raining, so I was going to say that's supposed to mean he's charging, but I don't know if that's actually even programmed into the game. But in the wet, of course, those are rain lights, not charging lights. But yeah, we're right there, so it's just a matter of seeing what we can do. Do we deploy out? Oh, come on. Go on, Gio. Round the outside. Let's deploy. Can we just make a nuisance of ourselves enough to put him off coming onto the back straight? We're going to have a much better exit here, surely. And this could be our moment. This could be our moment. There's no DRS, which is hurting us a little bit. But can we stick it up the inside? No, Norris is blocking for all he's worth, isn't he? Here we go again, though. This is just about it for the battery. We'll have to go back to neutral. And Norris is he's driving a semi-trailer. We cannot get past him. Oh, Lando. He really wants that win, doesn't he? Which is frustrating. We want 3 in a row, Lando. Let us pass. All right, let's deploy out of here. Let's deploy out of here. Come on. Come on. The tyres were sort of starting to hurt them a little bit here too, aren't we? And Stroll is cutting that gap. That gap was out to 8 seconds at one point. It is not 8 seconds now. And this is it. This is our last chance to deploy and see if we can get it done. Come on. Let's attack. Not happening. Lando's not going to win this, is he? Surely. We'll charge up and try again. Well, Lando Norris has just absolutely bolted. Yeah, I mean, he's gone. There he is there. He's just absolutely bolted. And we don't really have anything to respond to this with right now. So, I mean, he's a second faster than his last lap, and I suspect he's going to be roughly the same this lap. Maybe he is going to win this one. Yeah, second faster this lap as well. I mean, we cannot top the battery up. I don't think that's a second to lap somehow. And Mick Tsunoda had a big push lap. And yeah, I think for what's been a very exciting race for the most part, I think it might be about to peter out into a second and eighth. But yeah, we'll see. Alright, so we are halfway around our second last lap. We took a little bit of time out of Norris last time around. We're just going for it. We're going to cook the tyres. I don't know if it's going to make us any quicker or if it's actually going to slow us up. But you can see visually that we are quicker through there. So, it's going to come down to a last lap shootout. Mick is, I don't think, going to get Tsunoda. He's 1.7 seconds back. But we don't care about 7th and 8th right now. This is the battle. This is the battle for the lead.
Final lap.
And let's see if Giovinazzi can go and get us 3 wins in a row. We did a 34-9 to Norris's 36-2. And if we can do that again, then surely we'll be able to find a way past. Alright, let's go high aggression on the overtake. I mean, there's a big part of me that says championship, we're going to be top of the standings, I suspect, after this race. So don't do anything silly. Just bring it home. Let's make sure we're actually going to have petrol to get home as well. Alright, this is it. This is it. Can we get a move done? Can we get a move done?
Caution on the battery.
Come on.
Copy.
Come on. Down the inside, Gio. He's got no battery on the exit. And that is going to be it. So Lando Norris is going to win the Miami Grand Prix. Giovinazzi comes across a disappointing second, can we say that? And look at Mick, he is almost to the back of Tsunoda, but again, a little bit like for the win, we're going to fall that much short of getting 7th as well. Oh, to be disappointed with 2nd though, not too bad, is it?
Taking it back.
So Norris up 2 for the win. Giovinazzi can't convert pole, he comes home 2nd. Mick just held place in 8th. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, we just stopped a lap too late, didn't we? And maybe I just got caught out a little bit. I don't think it hurt Giovinazzi too badly, in truth. He came out roughly where he was. We just couldn't get past Norris, so credit to him. And Mick, I think it did hurt. I think Mick needed to come in that lap sooner. And, yeah, because he was behind Perez. So, you know, we've maybe cost ourselves a little bit there. But look at that, up 3, top of the standings. Antonio Giovinazzi leads the World Championship. Mick is down there in 6th. Of course, that Baku disaster's really hurt him, hasn't it? But still a long, long way to go in the season. And the constructors, well, we are only 12 points off the top of that and 10 points off Red Bull in 2nd. So, yeah, it's a 3-horse race there. It's a 5-horse race, and you wouldn't rule Mick out, and maybe Norris as well, of making that a 7-horse race. This could be an absolutely cracking season, couldn't it? So, board confidence is now high. We probably don't need to keep checking this anymore, do we? But they were happy with that. A disappointed dropped off. And we're looking like the sort of team that Ferrari wants us and that Ferrari should be. So, Design Center refurbishment has happened. So, that's going to be good. And the research period is a go again. And we can look to upgrade the car. And, of course, Mick should have the new parts on the car for the next race, which is one of our home races, the San Marino, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. So there's 2 weeks till that one, and this is exciting, isn't it? We look like a race-winning team. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Take care.